Piper, leave him alone. Y'all leave him alone. No wonder he's mad at y'all. Oh, girl. Too many dogs, y'all.
Too many.
Let me pop out the chat here. We pause this.
Too
Minimize all of that. Finn! Can you get him? He's hurting her. I think she's scared. She is chasing after him, but...
You going to bed?
Our dogs are fighting each other.
No, y'all get out of here.
So much for the love. Bubby.
You want to go to bed, bub, to get some rest? Hmm?
Should just stay up on this thingy, my bobber. Hola, Utles.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
What in the heck's that's changed here? Gotta take a call. One call. Sorry, guys.
God. Oh, I hope everybody, Mr. gets to take a call. I hope everybody has had a great weekend, relaxing. It is beautiful here in Southwest Florida. It's a little chill out, just enough to enjoy coffee. Good morning, Hootless, Manny, Tree Sap. I've never heard this early. I'm usually not very early either on Sunday. Hope you all have had a great weekend. Hope you all had a great week. It was kind of like some late night work nights for me last week, and I didn't get to do some like crafting and things. I wanted to make some more incense, and Mystic wanted to do a thyrsus, and we didn't have time. But he was traveling last week, so that is his reason. But there's always this week. He did say, though, that working in Wisconsin last week, we would never, ever consider moving there. It's way too cold. I think we're allergic to the cold now at this point. Oh. Terrible week. I got scammed with a fake job. Oh, no. Oh, my God. That freaking sucks, Manny. God. I'm sorry. That's horrible when people take advantage. You know, I had like a rough week too, and I kind of chalked up on my part was my attitude. And I don't know why it was so bad, but like I have this thing where I hate people that are just dumb or like work-wise do false urgencies, which I'm talking about work. And I blew up in front of my boss and on a regional person. I was like, God, I really had to say, is this worth getting pissed off about? But it seems like to be a rough week. I had the same thing happen to me. Oh my God. That is just freaking horrible. You know, when people are trying to secure employment, gainful employment, and assholes do that. That's like, it's almost like raping you. So stupid. Well, I hope they're caught, and I hope that they pay for their bullshit, and I hope they don't use your information. Yeah, you know, like they do these dumb things, like I felt bad for losing my phone from my boss, but for example, one of the stupid things is when we have to do a report to the state, it's 5 business days. But this company wants to review it on the 3rd business day, which happens to be on Sunday. And I'm like, you shouldn't be they've already texted out. Oh, it was just a reminder. Like I want to text back. Well, number one, this is a false urgency because it's not due until Tuesday to the state. Your policy is stupid. That's actually kind of what I told my boss. She was like, well, this is what our policy is. I was like, well, it's a dumb one. It's a dumb one, and I'm not effing doing it. Stupidity can be annoying. I guess it's like, but when we lose our shit over it, it's kind of like, then we lose essentially because we look like we're the crazy ones, I guess. I just don't like stupidity or false urgencies. Oh, not to mention the scammer content, really? Thinking that you would forget about what happened. We weren't, Hulis, we weren't going to do readings today because we were going to the shooting range pretty quick, but we can probably squeeze some quick ones in. I think we can probably do some. Maybe we can schedule it right. Yeah, I think you'd somehow forget about what happened. Let's see here. Now, I wonder if I can do this. I've never done this before. Let me see if I can figure this out. Is it Tarot Cast? Nope. Circle Cast? Ah, here we go. Let me see if I can do this where you guys can see me all by myself. Let me know if you can see me or if I screwed it up. What happened? We could do it. Can you all see me? I'm learning. I'm being educated here. So, active, fast, and protected. I was supposed to didn't have anything. So, hey, sweet. So I did it right. I don't have anything left. So there's that. Hey, you don't have anything maybe that other people might see as valuable, which is a good thing, but are invaluable to you, sir. It's a Rook. Super valuable to you. I wonder what this is. So, yeah, Friday, Ostara, Spring Equinox. I hope everybody had a good one. Getting ready for the Maple coming up, a couple months. Did anybody feel anything different, peaceful, crazy on Friday? Ostara is supposed to have themes of balance, fertility, renewal, and new beginnings. Maybe all this crazy stuff last week was to set up our new beginnings, eh? Huh? It was kind of, they can't make my crippling dead. Fuck them. Oh, sorry. That's funny. I think we're 5 minutes in, so I'm probably getting in trouble for cursing. I don't know the rules. Nice. Good deal, Manny. Good deal. So Rebirth and Responsibility, Navigating Growth in Modern Pagan Practice. So I was really thinking about last week and how negative it was, even if the negativity was largely coming from me. And I'm in a program where we're to do a magical program that I'm being mentored in, and we have to practice every week because we have to talk about it. We have to post about it every Saturday about what we learn, and I just couldn't get into it. It was like I was working late, and I kept thinking every day, I've got to do this, you know? And then not to mention Tuesday, I had an actual trance session with my mentor via Discord, which is really cool. So what I figured out I had to do is I had to pull up the meditations, the exercises, which are recorded in the car on the way to work. My commute's an hour and 15 minutes, sometimes 2 hours. And I played them on the way and on the way back, and I get the work done. And I still got it done. And I was able to get my mind on it. And then Tuesday night, when I did the trance with him, it was just so different. It was very similar to one of the recorded ones, but there is something about doing work with somebody, even virtually, live and that immediate connection that is different. So it was really cool. And what those include, it's grounding, it's breath work, which I hate. I can't do breath work very well. I'm averse to counting breaths. It throws me off. But breath work, grounding, and going to this astral temple. And in the temple, in this particular exercise, there were two questions asked. One by a hag of a witch is, who are you? And that part I could not answer, just yet. Who am I? But the second part, or second question was, why are you here? And that was asked by the magister, who's like this keeper of the astral temple. He's like got a man's body, but horns, like kind of representing a horned entity. And so when that was asked, why are you here? I knew immediately connection, growth, and knowledge. That's why I was here. So I'm doing the program. So that part was a positive part out of the week. And then that also came through that meditation that I'm a big part of my bad week. I certainly didn't help it with my bad attitude. So I hope in the craziness of last week that there were some good parts. There were some Manny Peaceful, you dressed in purple, welcome the energies of spring and equinox. Tried working on balance. That's good. Love the equinox. Did a lot of witchcraft, trance work, and theurgy. Awesome, tree sap. I have to say, this light, being lighter later, makes a huge freaking difference to me. It's like a whole, I feel like I've got more time in the day. I'm more motivated when I get home to walk the dogs, to do clean around the house, do yard work, do magical stuff. So that is cool. Well, now that it has come Friday, what are some symbols other than like purple? Are there any other symbols that you all use for equinox or for Ostara, like eggs or flowers? A lot of, we see a lot of hares or rabbits around here, and where we live, like literally around this time of year and through the summer. So we're enjoying that. One article, Texas wildflowers. Oh my God. Texas wildflowers, Texas bluebonnets, Texas Indian brushes. I have, because I'm from Texas, I bought a pack of Texas bluebonnet seeds like 4 years ago, and I haven't planted them yet. There's nothing beautiful, and there's nothing more amazing than a Texas thunderstorm. Oh my God, that is like strong magic there. Energy. Texas thunderstorm. What is, let me see, anybody reading? Let's see if I can bring up this thing. Let's go to the tarot cast real quick. I have not started, but I have received my copy of the Book of Baphomet by Adias Dade. Conversations with the Hornwood Mystic has finished it, and he has very positive reviews for it. Ooh, preserved rabbit bones. Sweet. I bet you I could find some around here. Tree sap. Nice. But so I have not started reading Book of Baphomet yet, but I do have it. I'm going to try to start it this week. I am also reading by my mentor that I mentioned earlier, Betwixt and Between by Storm Fairy Wolf. And this is exploring the fairy tradition of witchcraft. I really love what I'm getting out of the fairy stuff. Just the overview so far is the creativity and artistry and just the freedom to go freaking crazy with what your practice, which is how it should be. So, Betwixt and Between by Storm Fairy Wolf. And I am doing my studies in Black Rose Witchcraft, which is a school run by said Fairy Wolf. All right, there we go. Now we're back. Rabbit bones. So one of the things when it was an older article. I was kind of trying to look for some news. Do you guys know of any pagan news or so for the week? Any witchy news? One thing that's kind of not new but continues is the closure of brick and mortar metaphysical or magic shops, which is, it's kind of sad. Even like my mentor used to have a shop, and then when COVID started, like a lot of these shops started closing, and they opened up online. And it's probably, you know, with Amazon just exploding over the past few years, it's probably not a bad idea. Get rid of the expense of a physical store. But I will say, when I do have the opportunity of something like a magical book is offered on Amazon or on the author site, I'll try to get it on the author site. I think it might be a little bit better for them. Not sure if that's accurate, but that's what I try to do. Book of Baphomet, a good book, not your average occult 101. Oh, sweet. So positive reviews are in. I discovered news of a metaphysical store in Seattle. I'd like to visit. Otherwise, I don't know. Okay, cool. Cool. One thing I do see going around is like they're hardcore miss brick and mortar. Yeah, I know. I miss the energy of them. There's a lot that have closed, like some favorites here in Southwest Florida. One was in Cape Coral called Sunken Treasures. Manny, I don't know if you ever made it out to that one, but it was so nice. And yeah, you could meet people in there and chat with like-minded people. They had a lot of good workshops. I really like doing workshops and stuff in person when possible. It's just something about that. The connection is different when you're in person, to me. But one thing I have noticed is like there is a good, wrong, right, or indifferent. I just I don't know. I'm not being political to say this, but there is a candidate for Senate in Texas that seems like just an all-around guy, but like the other side, which I won't say what it is just attacking his faith. And so it's not just Christians or the right-hand path religions, Abrahamic religions, attacking pagans and witches and alt religions. They're attacking their self, and I just think that's really horrible to sit there and try to tear down somebody's spirituality or belief or practice. And that's one thing that I saw, and not really pagan news, but kind of witchy news. So how do you think, what I tried to think about this week, and please let me know if you guys have any thoughts. I kind of got introduced to the occult in 2018 by Mystic. He's not here right now. And he introduced me through a school called Sacred Myth and some other things, Obad. And but back then, the thing that I did, I was wanting to get my hands on anything I could, occult or pagan, witchy. So I would go to all these shops, you know, the Labyrinth, Sunken Treasures, Pixie Dust in Sarasota, Mystic Moon and Fort Myers, and like all these places are no longer here. So how do people starting in the occult now, I wonder what their experience is like, because they don't have that like I did, exactly the same way. It was a good way for like-minded weirdos to find each other. That's how I got started. Agreed. Ooh, a new age. Cool. Right on. I just celebrate everybody's practices. I can tell you every single thing practice I've heard about. Hello, Kelvin. Good morning, sir. Hope you're having a great Sunday. Lord Kelvin. Yes. Welcome. I should have liked your star, like on your image, Kelvin. It's pretty cool. New Age shops around here. Cool. Hey, I'd love to find a New Age shop. That'd be cool. I have learned something from every single path that I've read about. There's not a single one that I haven't been able to learn from. Excuse me. I usually take from. I'm so sorry. I'm on coffee. Hello, little tree. Here's a thought. I'm not really sure how I feel about this exactly because, like, if I'm doing work and stuff, I'll share it. Like, not just the results, but like after. Not during, but I will take pictures and, you know, like when we made the incense and stuff. And there was a topic that came up about boundaries. Are there things that should and shouldn't be shared publicly, like with working and stuff? I've always heard, and I kind of practice this, don't tell anybody what you're working on while you're doing it. Let them know, you know, after it's done so they can't consciously or subconsciously affect your work. You got any thoughts on that, chat? And welcome to Mystic and my petite. He brought me a guest.
Literally, as we start, I get a call and then another back-to-back call and another call.
Well, I successfully started the video, switched to Tarotcast, and switched back.
Well, congratulations.
I'm proud of myself. Your
see
hard
the demon
work
hand?
is paid off. I do see it. Is it good? Is that for me?
If you went to no, but if you went to Tarotcast, people would have seen the demon hand.
I thought you were giving it to me.
No.
Oh. So we kind of talked about, excuse me, what I was reading. We talked about like the way that the stores, the physical stores are closing. Everybody kind of mentioned that last week was a pretty shitty week. Mm-hmm. And Hulis asked if we were going to do cards today. I said we hadn't planned on it, but maybe we could pull a couple quick ones. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's been a rough week.
Yes, it has. I have not been, and I'm still not back to, I'm not right. I'm not balanced or adjusted or anything, so I'm very out of it. Very uncomfortable.
I wonder if that was weird Ostara energy, because Ostara energy, we've all had a weird week. It's supposed to be about balance and fertility and stuff. And Mystic Manny said he had a really bad situation. He was scammed. But he said it was supposed to be about Balance Friday, and that's what he was going to do. I wonder if this was clearing the way for that Ostara balanced energy, because it was a weird, fucked up week.
I am not balanced at the moment, so I really don't know if I can add anything to that conversation. But yeah, I don't want to interrupt the progress of where you guys are.
What I just
when you knock stuff over, you should pick it up.
Not balanced. See, what I just posed the question is, like boundaries of sharing, like magical work. You know, do you think there's need to be boundaries about when you're doing a magical work about what's shared and what's not, like ritual space? An example would be live streaming a ritual, like a church. I think
service. The boundary is the whatever you want it to be, whatever you're comfortable with. I think there is some value in occulting your stuff, meaning hiding it and keeping certain things that are important. But that's not because I think it changes the magic so much as I think it's more about having something of yourself to yourself. There's a little bit of power in having something just for you. It's also something I find interesting when we talk about relationships, and that's I think where some people kind of go bad with a relationship, where they get an entire relationship that's about somebody else, and they, you know, we share everything. No, you don't. There's certain things just about you, or you know, maybe I want to grab a knife and stab you one day. I'm not going to share everything, right? I'm just being funny.
Oh, really?
Stop chewing the chair, please.
Piper, step to the chair.
You have a frog. Eat the frog, you whore. But having some pieces to yourself, I think, is very helpful in ritual. I like doing rituals alone in certain places. Dedications and invocations, I don't like to be around people. I think it would be, and I have experienced a group invocation, which is fun, but it's different and it's not as powerful to me for my purpose, because that's usually a shared purpose, which is not supposed to be. I think that's good. Do you want to share it? Yes, but everybody has to agree to it. Does it make it more or less powerful? Depends on what it is. If it's invocation or devotee work, I kind of feel like that stuff is really private to me, and I don't really want to share it. But if I'm doing a ritual to support somebody, I might, depending on how I do it. Like, I share aspects of it. I like to share snippets of, especially leftover candles and herbs and things after we make something for people that we're doing the magic for. You know what I mean? I know a lot of people, meaning many people. That's okay, Gemini. I just got started myself.
No, Gemini rain.
The idea that the idea that if you give too much information or you allow too much to be known about something that's happening, then that it lessens the magic, because the other person then becomes aware of it and they can interfere with the energy. But in my opinion, most of my magic is positive magic, and I want people to interfere with it. I want people to hear it and build it. So if I'm doing magic for you, that's to make things better. I want you to know I'm doing it, because that'll make you feel better. You'll have that energy of things are going better. You know what I mean? But yes, if it's a binding, hex, curse, things like that, then no, I'm not sharing that, because I don't want anybody to get in the way. So my answer is it depends.
Ça dépend. Ça dépend. Ça dépend.
Very much on what's going on. I have a tail. Piper, you're psycho. This dog, I think, she's got a disorder.
What would you... So I mentioned like some things that I learned from my work last week, and through this trance, there were two questions. One, the first I couldn't answer. I just couldn't answer it. And
What is it?
It was an old hag witch asks, "Who are you?" You know, and she says, "Not your job, not what you're doing, but who are you?" I couldn't answer.
So interesting, because there is a part in a song that I wrote with some help. I'm not gonna lie. I wrote most of the words, but I did have AI reorganize them into a pattern that worked for music. And it says, when you ask the question, who do you want to be, it scares the hell out of me. And every time that part plays, I cry and can't sing along with the song. Like, I just melt apart in not a good place. Because there's certain things, and you guys have seen this too, everybody experiences, we're all cycling in and out of things, and I know right now I'm cycling down at the moment. And that's okay, because human beings do that, and I'm fine. I just am definitely in not a good place as far as my mental status, and that's being aware of it is helpful, and knowing some things I'm going to work on today that will help that. But back to that question, that is always the question, and I think you never can answer it, and I don't think anybody can really answer it at any given time, unless you are answering it only for that given time. Right now, who am I? But that brings in the questions of who was I? Who am I? Who do I want to be?
Mm-hmm.
And you know what these questions are specifically? Metaphysics. That is what metaphysics and theosophy and all of these things seek to answer, is not what are we alone, but who are we? Why are we? What is our purpose? What do we do? Where are things going? And it's a hard question, especially if you're in certain places mentally. When you strip away the job, that's probably, for me, that's the hardest part.
That's what I'm trying to think. Who am I without my job? It demands a lot of me, but what importance is it?
My problem,
in the scheme of things, you know.
My problem or issue with this cycling situation I'm in is, if I take the job out, then I think what's remaining is much more than what it exists when the job is in.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning my job is, it alters my personal life into a place where that's not how I normally, because I'm very different at work. So my time out of work is it's all recuperating. It's not normal practice me if I have time off. Like if I have a week off, by Thursday or Friday, I'm me. I'm like my normal self. I love video games. I'm extremely sensitive. I have an uncanny ability to understand how people feel and to just be present without making things weird. I'm terribly socially afraid. I do not like being around people. I really am terrified of rejection in a very sensitive way from that discussion.
Oh, when we talked, you shared some stuff with me about that.
I truly am a synoptic mind, and I really believe those things have helped me figure out how I work. So yeah, it's very, very, very interesting.
Oh wow!
And so, Hootless cycling down. Yes, everybody. I kind of feel everybody cycles, right? We all go up and down. In Hermetics, it's the world is ebb and flow. Everything has a tide. Everything filters in and filters out, flows in and flows out. Everything kind of has this out and in. And my job forces me to be out. I like to be out, meaning out and expansive, and I feel big and enjoyful of life. And then there's nothing left for me, so then I pull in. But I'm actually, and that little cycle each day happens, and that cycle happens each week. And right now, I think I'm in a larger, like yearly cycle of where I'm just, normally it happens around the holidays, and this year it's late. Because I didn't have it this holiday. I didn't get in my normal, inclusive, intrusive self. We went out and did stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm kind of feeling, like I'm just cycling out. But that's where that's coming from. And then...
That's cool, tree sap.
Yes, tree sap, that is insanely huge. Same. That is such a Virgo, such an earth kind of thing to do. To judge yourself by your ability to be practical for others. If I am not useful, then I am useless. That is my internal mindset that I've had to work on many years, and it has come back a little bit. And I need to work on that because it's still sitting right there. If I'm not useful, I'm useless. If one thing happens that I'm judged for, I can take, which is weird because I can take constructive criticism. But if somebody criticizes me, I immediately in my head go to, why did I mess that up? How can I do better? Why is it my fault? What can I fix? Why do I need to change about me, and put an entire new program in place in my mind to change so that thing never happens again? And then it inevitably happens again. So it is very stressful.
Like that good weed.
But also human. So I feel good about that part. Like I feel human.
Have a great day, Manny. Thank you for stopping by. I hope everything is resolved with your situation. Oh, that's horrible.
And I think you'll have to fill me in later. Situationally, like I'm lucky to not have depression, because if I had depression as a disorder, I would probably be close to rock bottom, losing. I've lost my shit a few times last couple days, which I haven't done in 8 months, like long time. To the point
years,
where,
I would think.
Maybe even years. And I've done it twice now, where I've just completely spun out of control mentally, and it's like they're shorter than they ever have been. But my right now my foot is swollen and my knee hurts because I fell yesterday kicking a gate. Because it caught my foot and I was having a meltdown. I literally had a childhood meltdown tantrum, which is not within my normal plan of things. And that just, what's nice about it and what's different is right afterwards I am able to identify, say that wasn't okay. I didn't have my adult part of my brain to hold me back, like they were talking with Maya Bialik on her show. The adult part of my brain was not accessible yesterday for me to wind back down and get back to where I need to be. So I hear that, I feel that. What's really sucky though, I absolutely love my job and I love what I do. I just don't think I have the right tools to do it at the moment, and I'm trying to decide whether it's worth it to hang in there until those tools become available, because I think they will become available. And
That
they're
goes
slowly becoming available.
to Gemini Rain. That's very true. Healthcare workers have that in common.
Yes.
We give too much to others. We do. We're literally,
Oh,
whether you're a CNA, a nurse, administrator, DON, whatever it is, you are never, ever, 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 ever off.
and even when you are off,
In years.
people are not calling you. You're still thinking about it. Did I do
Still
the right
thinking
thing?
about it.
I went to go fix an order yesterday and I'm away and I couldn't do it. And what if that didn't get done and now this person's not getting their prednisone? I thought about that yesterday for like 2 hours. I'm like, I'm not the nurse there. I can't make that happen. They have to.
People can be shitty, and I know you've had some that have been not the best. Kelvin. You read it.
Yeah, you've had a really rough time too.
And I'm glad, Chaos, that your new job is better for you.
Well, there's a lot of things to look at this way, and this goes in, I think, with what I always have to double check my names to make sure I don't out somebody. Adius is discussion really was last night, and I don't know if you guys could tell, I wasn't in it. Like, it was a great discussion, but I was a very frustrated person last night, and that was like 30 minutes after my outburst. And I'm not currently protecting my own space. I'm not, my bubbles I usually do are down. Everything's down right now for me. But I'm thankful that I now have different tools than I used to have to say, hey, this is fleeting. It is part of the ebb and flow, which is literally what Hermetics teaches you. What it does for you is it allows you to recognize, all right, I'm in the outflow or I'm in the inflow. I can do something else about this. I can calm down. The outburst was fine. Like, I'm very, very good about, like, inanimate objects get grabbed and slammed. But
well, mine was the same way. Did I tell you I had an outburst at work? I think I told you about calling the freaking police and like stupidity, and I was telling them I had a tantrum at work.
And it's never about the thing.
It's never about the thing
you're mad at.
To me, it's about feeling suffocated.
It is.
And like, in my mind, I'm like, I'm fucking experienced. I've been doing this for 14 years. Plus 5 years as a nurse. Mm-hmm. Who the fuck are you to tell me I'm the president of Florida Healthcare District 16? I'm good. I'm the vice chair of the Survey and Regulatory Committee. I'm good. I don't need your input, advice, or false urgencies. And that's like all the stuff I said. I said your policy is dumb. Like I told my boss, it's dumb.
Well, I'm with you. I'm in a VP position. I obviously am doing something right. I accelerated at every job I've ever done. I go right to the top. I work hard.
Melvin.
And what I'm frustrated about or losing my shit about is never about the thing. It's about losing control. And I don't know if anybody else gets this. And I know I feel like I'm hijacking the topic. But please. This has happened my entire life. I've just in the last year been able to describe it. And this happens not often. I would say once or twice a week, sometimes on the really busy days. I'm starting to think that when I am stressed out, most people would have been stressed out hours ago or with less.
They couldn't handle it.
And it makes me feel a little bit better, but I get this feeling, and it is a physical feeling, and I just got it right now because I'm talking about it, but it's a physical feeling. Can you leave that alone, please?
Let me get her.
No, she left it. Leave it, Piper. You're a destructive little thing. But I feel like somebody has inserted a cattle prod into the back of my neck. It's not painful, but that feeling just zips all the way through every muscle, every nerve, all at once. And I gotta shake it out. It's in there. It's very similar to, I have restless leg syndrome. It doesn't happen to me all the time. It used to be a lot. It's actually calmed down a lot as I got older, I think, because I am better at de-stressing. But do any of you guys get that? It's just this whole body shock. And I have to shake it out, and if I don't, I lose it. And I even told myself, like, when I'm talking about it, I literally just think, that's that feeling. This is the feeling. I gotta calm down. I gotta do something else. I gotta walk away. It happened at work Thursday and Friday. I was overwhelmed at the things that were coming at me that I'm supposed to make decisions for, that other people are responsible for, but they can't make the decision, so I have to do it for them. And I get that feeling, and it just goes through me, and then I'm learning now what to do when that happens. But yesterday it skipped right through that to the other thing, and the energy's a little fucked up. I also have not been doing my meditation practices the way I used to and the way I should. or mindfulness for that matter.
Vape, yeah.
So that's another thing. Also, I mean, I've lost 23 pounds, and I think some of it is muscle mass, and so I'm feeling weaker. I'm feeling a little bleh.
You look good.
I wish. Thank you.
You look damn good. Gemini Rain, he does look really good. And that's huge. That's a good point, Gemini Rain. How do we explain this? People don't understand our practices. So, twice in the past 2 weeks, I almost fell to the floor. One of them knew not to do it in front of me. We had a consultant come to work who led a prayer in one of my meetings. I would have absolutely kicked him out, not for doing the prayer, but that he didn't pull people aside to do it privately. No problem with it, but I don't like that. Just breaking into prayer. And then Thursday, my boss and I went to a board meeting for a group we're a part of, a couple buildings down, and they started the meeting, well, let's do a prayer. And I looked right straight ahead, and so did this other gentleman. I'm like, that is so inappropriate and uncomfortable to do in a business meeting. So it can be very hard. Like, how can you explain stuff like that to those people? Like, first of all, they should know that's not appropriate to do in a business meeting. So how do they, I guess you have to correlate it in non-religious terms. I don't know.
I don't have that reaction when people say, let's pray together. I just figure, it's an assumption that's made that's wrong. Fine. But I'm going to bow my head and take a moment of silence and just think whatever I want to think to give people the opportunity to do what they want to do.
I'm laughing because when they said amen, I said, blessed be. Like, just laugh. That's what I did.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we don't bow our heads to our gods. No.
It just doesn't bother me.
We don't bow. We speak with them. We work with them. We talk to them.
I bow my head out of respect for other religions. Not to my God. Goddess or
well, that's respectful of you. So he is taking probably the better way.
I'll say blessed be and all. It just doesn't bother me. And usually, I don't do this at work because I don't feel like it's necessary. But if you feel the need to, just go afterwards. Say, hey, look, I want you to know. I know, myself included, people who are here who are not Christian. So I want to make sure that we're not assuming that everybody's going to bow their head in prayer, and that might make some people uncomfortable. Next time, I would appreciate a moment of silence. Yeah. Or if you pray, like, I don't know, people say this too, is like if you bow your head and pray to whatever you believe in. Let's do it.
And I think I've got to get
that
over
is
my
Christian.
Problem. Yeah.
That's a Christian leftover, I think. I think.
I'm like, I hope they set up all kinds of groups at the building. I would love for them to set up a prayer group or whatever, but just not in a meeting.
Why not? Why not say what is negative about a ritual at the beginning of a meeting to get everybody's mindset in the right place? The problem is the assumption that everybody's Christian.
Yeah, that's what it is.
But that doesn't necessarily mean that person is doing that on purpose, because that's just what they know. You let them say, all right, and then you do your blessed be or hail Satan or whatever it is. And then if somebody asks a question, like, no, I didn't start the prayer, they did. So that's why I reacted the way I did and gave what I gave, because that's who I believe in.
And it's funny because it's so funny. I talked about earlier how, look, it's not just Christians or right-hand path religions attacking us. They're attacking each other. I gave the example of how one current regime is attacking the faith of a Texas Senate candidate. That was an example.
God, they hate him.
They're just not attacking pagans, guys. And then in that meeting, the same meeting that they started with the prayer Thursday that the boss and I were at, they did their prayer. Oh, yes, thank you, Jesus. And then not 3 minutes later, we're criticizing a new pastor that was in their group. Like, oh, he's bombastic. And that. I said, well, Kim, somebody that I'm not mentioning their name, they definitely wouldn't like our chaplain, the one that I said at my work that led the meeting, because he's very charismatic and I love the guy. But they're attacking each other. We, by goodness gracious, and the leaves of the trees shouldn't be attacking other occult groups, because they do that enough. They don't like nobody.
Yeah.
Some of those people, even their own groups.
I think what Unexplained said there is really important too. If you feel the person is coming from a positive and a good place, then you can feel that energy when they say, like, I've been at a table before at work and they said, we'd like to take a moment in prayer. And I just close my eyes and I'm like, okay, you know, Dionysus, I hope you're here and watching over these people, whether they believe in the same God as not, because you know what? Dionysus might be Jesus.
Might be.
And all he wants is people to enjoy life and have fun and fiercely fight for the things that matter. People leave that part of Dionysus out. He's not the nice partier and just drink wine and get drunk that everybody thinks he is. And that's what I think about, and that's what I do in my head.
I've been told several times that people I work with that I can't just go tell people to go fuck themselves. It wouldn't be a good thing. But last week, I really wanted to tell about at least 3 people that they can go F themselves. But what good would that do?
And that is not the same thing, but somewhat. That is where I come from when I say when we flow in and flow out, a lot of the stress comes from not being able to be yourself in those situations. And that's what I struggle with lately, you know?
Very good.
Right here.
I really enjoyed this topic. It just kind of came to, very Christian of them. But it was so, I'm glad that I'm not alone that I couldn't answer who am I. And then when we went to another section in the temple or in the trance, I met the Magister, who's this, he looks like a man, but he's got these horns, and he's kind of the ritual leader, if you will, or not like a high priest, but maybe somewhere in between. And then he asks, why have you come? Why have you come here? And I immediately knew connection, growth, and knowledge. I immediately knew what to say. Why I was in the school, why I was there at that moment. Connection, growth, and knowledge. And then so that kind of leads me to ask, when we're here, I think a lot of people want connection, but what does connection look like in our lives now? Because we're all have crazy lives, busy, mundane tasks. And what does connection mean to us? Like personally, I think to me it just means those moments when you can really be in a conversation and find a likeness with somebody or with something and feel connected, even if you don't agree. But it's like being able to talk in real time without chat, without text, and even if it's on a video call or FaceTime or something. I don't know, what does connection look like? What does it look like to you? In our busy world, what do you look for if you were to think of the word connection, if I may ask?
I don't know.
And to everybody in the chat. Oh yes, bless your heart is a great saying from my home state of Texas. I'm so proud to say that. I think I will start saying that. Yes, bless your heart.
So I don't know. Connection is just not one thing that you can describe.
Yeah.
Because it's some version of presence for me. Being actually and authentically present with things. And if we're talking about connection with other people specifically, then, it's not common ground. It's not any of those things. It's just the ability to be present and have your personhood verified, validated, whatever. There's a word like for it that I can't think of at the moment. But there's so much to it. Like, I feel very disconnected at the moment.
I was gonna say, and I was saying I feel a lot of the time disconnected, and I think it's from I really think it's from media and social media, a big part, because when we've talked about it before, a Christian, I know several, and one named Deb in particular, and she's like the sweetest person that instantly. You feel a connection to good when you're around her.
Who?
This Devin, she's a home health worker. There's my boss, who, like, people that you would assume are conservative or whatever, but when you talk to them without the filter of this, and you're talking to real people, it's like you have that connection in that moment without all the hype that's going on, without all the digital. Because all the digital, to me, makes me feel really disconnected. It's supposed to make us feel connected, but we're connected to bad stuff, our negativity a lot.
The digital doesn't make me feel disconnected. It's taking place of where other connections used to be. And the one thing that I think smashes my soul more than anything is the inability to be separated from other things. So it's almost like needing to break a connection in order to connect.
Mm-hmm.
We're too connected. There's too much. It's too much. Too quick, too easy, too fast.
Maybe that's what our week last
sir.
week was telling us. Maybe we need to break some connections even with negativity in ourselves to feel better connected or aligned with things in our busy modern life. Balancing work and stress and spiritual. It can be rough. We have all the best intentions, but there's so much access to things available to us that, maybe even years ago where we had to go to a metaphysical store, and if it was closed, we just didn't get what we wanted until Monday when it opened, or
Yeah.
I don't know. There is an exercise, I haven't fully done it yet, but we're talking about alignment in this case, the soul alignment between the three souls, or the three cauldrons, the talker, the fetch, the holy daemon. The talker is the part that interacts with everything. The fetch is like the desire. You can't talk to it or describe it. You feel it. And the holy daemon is our higher self. But it's the exercise of aligning those three souls to create balance. And I'm really excited to do that and see if it helps. Do you all have any kind of work or grounding or anything that you do to help you feel more aligned, more balanced, more grounded, when things feel kind of like
I want to do two things that are very important that we keep talking about, and it keeps getting kicked, and I might do it tonight. And we might do it in person if we go to a kava place and there's people around. If anybody's with us, I might do it there too. I don't care. I'm doing a tarot stream. I really, really want to get.
We should do that
because the tarot always grounds me. It just puts me back in the right place. And I'd like to plan out a conversation around a couple of things that I've been learning related to psych stuff. But specifically, I want to talk about that rejection sensitive dysphoria. I want to have a conversation about that. But we don't have time today on that one, but it's a very neat. So you can look at that. Kelvin, we are not doing tarot today. I think I have a pretty hard stop unless we start right now, which we can. We have a very hard stop at 11 o'clock. To meet and do some things outside to hopefully get myself back on the right pathway. So that's why we want to do an actual tarot stream at some point where we really get into the details and play tarot as a, not necessarily as a fortune telling, but play it as it was intended to be, a way to self-evaluate and adjust and start pulling cards and sharing what we see for everybody. Connection. Oh, it's all good. I know we didn't do tarot last week either, and I feel bad. But last week we did have the same reason for the hard stop, and unfortunately that meeting last week got canceled, and now we're doing it this week. So same thing.
I think I told them we're pew-pewing.
Yeah, I don't care about that.
Yeah. Pew, 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 pew.
Yeah, unexplained. I'm usually pretty grounded too, but something this week is just not working. I hope the girls are good.
Check on them.
Yeah.
Here's my baby seat.
Just check on them real quick. Death magic to connect with people who have passed away so I can get part of myself back. Gemini, that is extremely cool. I'd love to know more about that. We do a little bit of ancestral magic, but not a whole lot. It's not, at least not lately. I need to kind of refocus on that a little bit. but tarot is just such an important and fun thing for me that I want to do it more instead of just like the general read on Apocrypha or, you know, a card here and there. When we're doing this, I want to actually do some deeper reads. We'll have to get that up and running. We have a lot of video stuff that we need to actually edit. We just have to actually do the editing if we can find time. They good?
Yeah. Good. Playing with the toys.
We have the door open around the pool, so we were just keeping an ear out and make sure nobody gets in the pool.
The pool and the pool.
The poo.
The pool, the pool.
What's next?
I want to talk about that.
Ways to strengthen connection. Daily grounding practices is a good point. I have daily grounding practices, but I haven't been doing them like I should. My knee is swollen from falling. Hurts. Editing is the worst. Seriously. There's a lot of grounding techniques. I have not been doing them as much as I need to, and I like to start mine with mindfulness, and then grounding, and then chakra balancing. That's kind of like my pathway, and it works very well. I just need to do it. Starting with mindfulness as being probably the most important piece.
Such a pain.
I literally going outside and sitting on the grass or going out barefoot to me is a really good way to ground. Sound is really good to ground. I can't find my I have a little digital sound bowl and some real sound bowls. I feel like grabbing one of the sound bowls. Find our other one though. The little digital. Sorry about the loudness. The little digital one's gone. But doing things like sound bowls and sound healings is a very good way to ground. Just having the tone. Can be very, very grounding and calming.
Oh, it is.
Mindfulness is how I start. Because that brings my brain, I think my brain waves down just a little bit to get to a space where I can think. If I don't do mindfulness first, I can't get to the meditation part. And if I don't do my grounding first, I don't get to the meditation part. So mindfulness to get my brain focused on one or two things. Grounding to get my connection back, and then meditation to get things right. That's part of what I've been missing.
That is an item we purchased at Sunken Treasures.
And we never use.
Never use, and they're so amazing.
I need to get a couple of This is the wrong one. That's fine. I need to get the
I never could play her.
It's gonna spin. That's I need the little thing.
She would never let me play her. Oh, she is today.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The Tibetan singing bowls, right?
Yeah. We went to a sound healing the other day. 2 weeks ago, and there's a bowl that Anna has that you can stand in and play. It's amazing. Okay. Yes, that makes that little bit made me feel a lot better. Yes, if you fill them with water, what's really, really cool about them is you get this ripple in the water that's really pretty.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Gemini Rain.
But I have a digital one that's really good, and I can't find it anywhere. Yes, thank you for that, because that's the kind of stuff that helps me reset too, is hearing that it helps others people do stuff.
I'd like to get a frequency maker, electronic frequency maker, and put it on too. I think that'd be so cool.
I have one on the computer, and I have one on my phone. So.
Oh, I feel better after hearing that a little bit. It does make you feel better.
Mindfulness, those are a couple of things you can do. What's next? We got 15 minutes.
Oh, let's see. Daily grounding, mindfulness, building consistency.
Frequency generator.
I talked about Talker, Fetch, and Holy Damon.
Just pissed off all the dogs.
Which were trying the alignment out of them. Where was it? Oh, there was something about study plus practice balance. So I gave a kind of an example of
I'm done.
Like I was so busy, I felt so busy this week, and to get my practice with my grounding and temple and meditative exercises done, I had to pull them up and listen to them on the way to work, on the way home in the car. And you know what? I got them done. And I still had good effects from them. So, is there any way that you balance like study and practice?
I don't think I actually think about balancing study and practice, just because when I learn something new or have any new knowledge that I bring in, it just assimilates. I'm not good at retaining information. I'm only good at practicing it. So I cannot remember, if I read a book, I don't remember, and I cannot recall the 10 things that the book talked about, but everything that the book talked about becomes part of my practice. That I want it to anyway, to the level I want it to. So my brain does not retain very well. Like I can't say the 8 domains of risk management, for example. Mm-hmm. They're not going to stick in my head. But I know that there's a group of things that I should look at when I'm managing risk, and those things are there. I can use them. I just don't know the name of them or can't reproduce the name of them often. So that's one thing. As we're talking about frequencies too, let me just add in, if you don't and haven't used binaural beats, you should. And give them time to work with them. And if you have noise-canceling headphones, you should use those. Always headphones, but noise-canceling are best. If you find and get 5 or 6 different binaural beats, you can have just straight binaural beat tones or actual binaural beats with music in them. That sometimes makes it harder for people, but those things will really help you get to a place of connection. But anyway, things like that. I can't even remember like the alpha, beta, theta, which waves are which waves, but I do know when I hear them what they make me feel and how to use them immediately. So knowledge for me is good and I like to bring it in, but when I put it into practice, it's just a part of what I'm doing.
And then just some other things. Journaling. I haven't done that. I need to do that more. And learning from both traditions and personal gnosis practice experience. That's really the things that I had to talk about. Oh, and one of the things I did say, avoiding information overload in the age of social media spirituality. That was really what I had to talk about.
Okay.
Anything else? And we're getting, we got 11 minutes. Is there anything you guys would like to bring up, points you'd like to make, discuss? It's open up. We pretty much have it open the whole time, but
yeah. And Jim and I, the comment about stillness is so big. I think I've talked about this before with you guys, but there are times where I don't even want to nap or sleep, but I just want total silence, because silence, when things are completely quiet, there's a sound I hear and it's very loud, and it only shows when it's silent. And when it is dead quiet and I hear this noise, I feel like it'd make most people go crazy, but to me it's the most comforting white noise. It's piercingly loud. And it becomes louder and louder when I focus on it in stillness, and it is part of helping me get back to a connected space. And I call it the frequency of Earth, but I know that's not the same thing as the 7.865 or whatever it is. Excuse me, whatever it is. But it's just the frequency that my ear is constantly hearing, and I enjoy it. It makes me feel good. The other thing that's really neat is it's 7.83 hertz is considered Earth's heartbeat. That's like the frequency of the Mother Earth, and it's the frequency that they say the universe is operating at. It's so low that I don't think we can even hear it. But you can hear it in binaural beats, meaning you can have two beats that are 7.83 hertz apart, and that does something to your head. I'll see if I can give you what is 7 hertz apart.
Oh yeah, bless their heart and move on. Claiming in you, know they're fake. Oh yeah, that's true. I explain.
That's fun.
Well, I like that. Kind of had me focus. Listen to that.
Spiritual overload, yes. Adding on, avoid people claiming to be spiritual, psychic, or whatever. You're giving your energy to them and receiving headache back in return. Bless their heart, move on. Yes, I hear that. I feel that. I know everybody has their own way and their own path, but and I won't go as far as to say I think there's a right and a wrong way to practice, but I do feel like there is a right and a wrong way to allow people to practice. And reading something in a book without having the experience of it isn't the same. You know what I mean? And it's good to hear people's experiences, but it's good to hear them with a grain of, I hear your experience and I'm glad that worked for you, but that's not the same as my experience. So my experience is a little different and I'm going to do that thing.
Like G-Sep said right there. I really just like binaural beats for other sound meditations.
I love binaural beats. I don't like them like tonal. I like them when they're part of background beat and melody and kind of stuff. I like them in the background. I don't like just straight tones. They bother me. They actually make me grit my teeth. If I hear just the tones, one tone in each ear, like it. And I like lower tones. But when they're in music or like meditation style music and they have them going, I really enjoy them. I actually astral travel easiest and can kind of talk to my inner self and my inner child when I'm listening to them a lot better. Those things are neat. They kind of come up that way. So that is funny. I can understand that completely. I'm with you, Gemini. I'm 44 now, so 30 years for me. I started when I was like 14 or 15, but cycling in and out of that stuff, it changes you. And still learning stuff every day and adjusting and moving things. I think if I had to boil it down to everything, to just one piece of information that I could give somebody, is that what has changed the most with my spirituality is that it has allowed me to identify moments better where I can just insert or remove myself better. I don't know how to explain it. It's given me a control over myself that I wouldn't otherwise have. I love 80s funk.
Yes.
Unexplained. It's not 80s funk. I don't like 80s funk, but good morning to Betty. I absolutely love like, what's the word I'm looking for? Synth wave, vaporwave, a lot of stuff like that. Some industrial.
What are some channels or where to find it? Unexplained. I'm gonna check it out and see 80s funk.
You can look it up. I like 80s funk. I like 80s funk mixed with some of those other. It's really weird, but if you get an 80s funk vibe going with some synth wave and some industrial, it sounds really cool.
Primrose says hello. Primrose. He loves you, Primrose.
Will share with you guys.
You want your Chazzy on?
Something.
She wants her Chazzy on.
Just so you can hear it a little bit. It's kind of fun.
You're beautiful, Mama.
I don't know if this is the one I like or
I
not.
love you, shishi boom boom.
This is hard to get through.
She loves us.
Where's
Thank you,
library?
shishi boom boom.
Just let me know if you guys can hear this when it comes up.
Yes. Oh. I love you.
Oh, it's loud. How do I turn it down?
Prim likes it.
How do I turn it down without turning everything down? This thing had done.
My name is Primrose.
Sorry, it's so far away. It's hard to see.
This is Primrose.
Oh, the cookies are covering it. That's why. Okay. Sorry, the cookies were covering it.
Hey, baby Prim.
Just thoughts, if you can hear this. So I'm just gonna play this a little bit and see what you guys think. This is a song that I wrote 90% of the lyrics, and then had them adjusted with AI and added the music. The music is not mine, but this is the kind of beat and movement I really like. Yeah, it was too loud on our end.
We do this. I'm gonna write this down for Melvin, for Miss Lane.
But
This is
putting this, like my thoughts, to music, very, very different. Where is...
I'm writing it down. I'll explain.
What are you writing down?
Zap and Roger do why did he blow that thing?
Oh yeah, that's fun.
Have you heard that before?
No, I have not, but I can hear in the title that it's going to be similar to things that I've heard. You'll like it. Ugh, work's calling again. They're going to have to wait a minute.
We're
All right.
almost done anyway.
Yeah. So, like I said, we put it together for the game that we played, the Cyberpunk game, but that is kind of like an industrial / cyberpunk / vaporwave, synthwave kind of beat to it. So, all those things. I used a lot of AI for that to put it to the music and build the music, because I can't build music, I'll be honest. So anyway,
no sweat.
that's kind of the stuff that like having the ability to use things for yourself to kind of move the thoughts and different things together is really cool.
The Gap Band. Oh, I love that one. Yes, Calvin, that is one of my favorites. And Burn Rubber. You dropped a bomb on me. That one. And Why You Wanna Burn Rubber. That one. Charlene.
What it reminds me a little bit of, and I know, again, not the same, but if you play Fallout 76, Appalachia Radio, is very, got a little bit of that vibe to it. Certain songs do. Like Old Man Mose and Fuck It. He kicked the bucket. Old Man Mose is dead. He kicked the bucket. People don't realize those are real songs. Like, seriously, so much fun.
Love the Gap Band.
British punk, yes.
That one, Twisted Chaos showed me, but I don't.
Music really is the thing that I think gets us all moving. Guys, I have to take this call because this nurse is waiting.
How do we end it?
We love you. Thank you for participating. We are going to get back to normal, and we will schedule a stream for tarot either today or one night this week. We're going to do it. You stop the streaming on this one first, and then you move to everything
this one?
Yeah.
Oh, let's see.
Sorry, she's waiting.
I'm sorry, guys. I don't know. I hope you all have a good week. We will set up a tarot-only stream. Have a blessed, awesome Sunday and a great week. May your week coming up be better than the week that passed. And enjoy every day and keep being magical. Thank you. Bye.